It's like your own unofficial theme song. Keep doing that at the beginning. Welcome, everyone, to the Lansing Catholic Podcast. My name is Father Joe.
And I'm Mr. Stolpa, the Dean of Intellectual Formation. Father, you forgot to say your title.
I'm the chaplain.
There you go.
So we're doing our Cougar Chat here. We're going to start with some updates about the week. So
Monday. Today's Monday, September 2nd.
Labor Day.
Drops, right?
Yep. No.
It was my daughter's birthday yesterday, Carly. She's 7.
Oh, happy birthday,
the
Carly.
Age of reason.
Yes, that's true. There's all kinds of canonical things that apply once you're 7. Did you know that?
I'm excited to hear what you're about to say.
For example, if you are a convert becoming Catholic or you want to get baptized, if you're under the age of 7, you only do baptism, and then you do the normal progression of First Communion later at 2nd grade and then confirmation in 8th grade. But if you're above the age of reason, which is 7, so your daughter, then you would get all 3 of those sacraments at once. So let's say you're 8 years old and you're getting baptized. You get baptism, confirmation, and First Communion.
Confirmation, too, no matter what? When you do reconciliation as well? Do you get that in there?
No, not before baptism.
So they do, but you would need it before Eucharist.
So if you're doing baptism, communion, and confirmation, your baptism absolves your sins. So therefore, you don't need it prior to receiving communion that day. Now, after that, like months or, as things go on, you might need to go to confession again.
I did not know that. Well, I mean, she's 7, so she's got a lot of things she's got to confess.
Yes. Now, would you agree that little kids definitely, it's not like at 7 they suddenly realize when they're doing bad things. I feel like even when they're little infants, you can see this gleam in their eye. Like they know when they're doing something they're not supposed to do and they're doing it anyway.
You mean like when they poop in their underwear and their pants and they giggle about it?
It's like this little hint of original sin, even in babies. It's like this little mischievous, sometimes kind of wicked side that comes out. I've seen it with my nieces and nephews. I'm like, man, you're kind of mean.
My children never are wicked, Father.
Okay, well, you must.
But she has been baptized. She was baptized in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
All right. Well, there's our first tangent of the day. Back to
not even the quickest tangent we've had.
Monday's Labor Day, so we don't have school. Nobody come here. Nothing's happening.
That's pretty exciting.
Yep. Enjoy the long weekend. What else?
Well, there's not a whole lot of new things going on. We have the house masses Wednesday, Friday, right?
Yep.
And then sports-wise, we're pretty loaded because the first week in September is like this big kickoff. We have Levi Holman with us, too. Levi, do you play any sports?
I do. I play baseball and football for the school here.
Okay, so you have your first football game coming up on Thursday, so hopefully you do well. Who do you play next Friday?
Friday?
Wait, I can look it up. I have the schedule in front of me. What's that date? The 5th?
The 6th.
The 6th.
Yeah, I think it's the 6th.
I think it's Sexton.
You play at Sexton.
Yep. Look, I already had it on my calendar.
Well done, Father.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the week, if we start at the beginning, there's a lot of stuff going on. Boys varsity soccer plays versus Charlotte. Pronounced Charlotte, Father, not Charlotte.
Who says that?
Well, the rest of America.
You're saying it like I say it.
I say it like
I'm
that.
just saying the rest of America.
They call it Chartucky,
No, they don't. No
yes,
one calls
they do.
it Chartucky.
People from Charlotte call it Chartucky.
I've definitely heard that too. Yeah.
Why?
Because it's kind of like hillbilly, redneck, like Kentucky, I guess.
Well, we lost our Kentucky listeners with that one.
Well, I grew up just outside of Ypsilanti.
Colin Moore, if you're listening to this, please keep listening. And don't worry about what Father just said about the state of Kentucky.
In Ypsilanti, people call it Ipsitucky for the same reason. It's kind of like hillbilly, redneck.
Well, we lost all the Ypsilanti listeners now, too.
That's all right.
Boys varsity tennis plays on September 4th against also Charlotte. It's very exciting. I got to click the page here. Oh, and they play on the 5th against Lansing Christian. Varsity golf plays at the Lakewood High School. Maybe that's an invitational. I don't know what course is out there on September 5th as well. Good luck to all you guys. And that's it for all of our stuff. Did I say soccer? No, soccer plays on the 5th against East Lansing.
All right. All kinds of stuff going on. Good luck to everybody. Friday we'll have adoration like we normally do for all the theology classes and confession all day. So if anybody wants to get to confession, Friday adoration day is your day to do it. And we're all above the age of reason here. So confession is right and just.
Unless you don't do anything wrong.
I mean, that's true. I think I said that at one point in one of the explanations. I was like, unless you're just like a very, very saintly, holy person who never sins and don't need confession, then you should probably go to confession.
Yeah, spiritual arrogance.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so now we'll go to our
Well, we don't have any new sponsors, so we don't have any reads.
yeah.
Unless you want to do another St. Martha's read.
Um,
By the way, we confirmed that they are indeed the Miracles.
that's their that's like their mascot.
That's their mascot.
the Miracles.
Yes.
What does that mascot even look like?
It's different every time.
What an interesting. Okay, now I can't say anything bad about them because they're the first sponsor of our show. But
Maybe I should call in. St. Martha's, if you're listening, call into the show.
explain
Give them the phone
why
number. What's
the
our phone
Miracles.
number, Father? We haven't set that
I'm
up
not
yet.
giving out my phone number. Are you? You want people calling you?
Nope.
Anyways,
867-5309.
they'll have to send an email. They can find that on the school website and give us a full explanation of what the Miracles mascot looks like and why that's a thing.
I like it.
All right, as you mentioned, we have a special guest on our show. Welcome, Levi.
Well, he's just a regular guest, Father.
Okay, fine. He's a regular guest.
Yeah.
However you want
Sorry,
to
Levi.
explain it.
No, you're good.
Levi is a senior, and you transferred into our school last year,
I
so
did.
certainly have a little bit of a different perspective on things. So I'm curious just to hear all about how your time here has been at Lansing Catholic. So
Well,
maybe,
every time I see Levi in the hallway, he smiles at me and nods, and so I thought I knew him forever, but no, I don't.
yeah.
It was very exciting. So like Father said, Levi, how'd you come to Lansing Catholic, and how's it going?
For me, I guess a little bit of a backstory. I've played travel baseball during the summer for years now. I mean, it's been great. Got to meet a lot of new people. With that being said, I got to meet some close friends of mine now. I, through the years, have gotten to meet a lot of people from Lansing Catholic who have been in the school system, St. Thomas, St. Gerard. And so I feel like I've always known about the school, always known about the community. Prior to this, I went to St. John's High School, where I still live, but I, have
Commute all the way down.
Yeah, I do. But more than worth it. I'm not Catholic, so I don't come from that background, but I've just heard about all the great things that you guys have going on here with sports, academics, and as a community, what you guys do. It inspired me because I feel like, to an extent, I wanted to be able to help people like you guys do, whether that's in the community, whether that's just being a classmate to somebody who needs help. While being here, I've just been trying to do that, do my best, just trying to, put a smile on everybody's face and just trying to help out.
So when you got here from St. John's, like that first day, that first week, that first month, what did you notice that was different about Lansing Catholic?
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. The biggest thing for me is I didn't realize, as far as class size, how much smaller it'd be.
Oh, really? What is it at St. John's?
It's, in my grade, there's about 300.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Were your individual classes that much larger too, or are they
Yeah.
smaller? So
No, it was
30,
about
35 kids in a class?
I'd say I'd have classes around 40.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, bigger classrooms. Yeah, that was probably the biggest adjustment. I wouldn't, and I'm not going to lie, meeting, not knowing most people here was kind of not a struggle. I feel like I have a pretty good way about me as far as like meeting new people and talking, but definitely getting to know new people. It was a little bit of a stressful thing for me.
Sure.
Just because, everybody here has gone to school with each other for years, and it's like most people are pretty close with each other. So I was like, I don't want to like come off as annoying or anything, but I think one of the biggest adjustments for transferring over was the class size, and honestly just I think as a whole just how the staff and everybody welcomed me. Like I remember when I had and I'm gonna give a little shout out to Drew Tolfrey here. I had a shadow today my sophomore year, and he was my host. And I remember as soon as me and my mom walked in the building, because it was my mom who had went along with me. I remember Miss Poljan. She knew me and my mom by name, and me and my mom were like very. That's crazy that they actually took time to figure out our names and was like. I mean, if you guys didn't, it wasn't a big deal, but it said a lot about how much you guys put into it, and like just how much you guys value those interactions, those little things. That's something that me and my family value too. So that was huge, but I feel like even from that day, I kind of fell in love with the school. I knew I wanted to come here immediately. Like I told my mom as soon as I got out, I was like, Mom, I have to come here.
So when you had that first conversation with your parents, that you're going to St. John's, you've been in St. John's district your entire life, you say, Mom, I'm done with St. John's.
Yeah.
I want to go to Lansing Catholic.
Yep.
What was the family conversation around the dinner table that night?
We were pretty, and my mom was, it first started out with her asking my thoughts about it. And, I told her that, and she said, yeah, I think that's the right choice. She loved the school. she thought you guys have a lot of good going on. And, we had nothing against St. John's, just, over the years, we could highlight some issues that posed itself. So, for me, it just felt like the right move. Definitely, and me as a baseball player, that's my dream. Just coming here because you guys have, a very good baseball program, consistently good, and just sports in general. So that was another thing for me. Baseball was definitely a huge factor of my decision in moving over. My dad, he hadn't the first time he actually been to school was much later, but he took me and my mom's word for it, and he decided, he's like, yeah, you should definitely do it. He had heard a lot from other parents who send their kids here, how great it is, and just how you guys as a staff are great, and getting to know you guys, I'm very thankful I came here, and I'm glad I'm going to be finishing off here.
Obviously, the biggest change coming from a public school to a private Catholic school is the amount of religiousness and Catholicism in the school and the spirituality. How have you done with that, and how has that affected your life?
Not being Catholic, obviously none of that would be personal. It's just, it's just me and my family's beliefs. And I didn't really see it on my, what I'll call my visit, my shadow day. Obviously we went through the prayer and everything we do now, but we didn't have mass or anything that day. But I remember, especially my first, the all-school mass, that was when it kind of hit home with, I was like, okay, so, they really value that type of stuff here. And I was like, I love that because, me and my family, we aren't super, religious. We don't attend church all the time. But, we do our best with what we can, and I think that's what's very important, and I think a lot of people misunderstand. But coming here, it's been awesome. That's probably one of my favorite aspects of here, is just how much you value that side of a life and just religion. Whether it's what I believe in, I think it's still awesome. I love participating and everything, and just getting to know, the Catholic religion and church. I think it's important for me to know that, especially coming here.
Well, it's been great having you at our school, Levi. I remember when you first transferred in, because you notice the new students in the class, because all the ones that have been there all the years, familiar faith, there's this one new guy, this new junior, and right away you seemed very calm and confident. You would say hi to me and introduce yourself, and you've certainly been a good influence here on the students, so we're happy to have you here.
I've tried my best.
So you're interested in doing baseball. You mentioned when we were chatting earlier that you're going, tell us about your plans for next year and all that.
For next year, I'm going to be playing baseball here in Lansing at LCC, Lansing Community College.
Is this a big announcement, the signing day? Here's the big announcement, the big reveal, Levi Holman.
They get a preview on the podcast.
Yeah.
Get a preview.
It's like when Arch Manning decided he was going to Texas, and it was this big thing, Levi Holman.
Lansing
Community College.
Kind of reposted something on Instagram.
Instagram had it first.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess you could say it, but for people who don't know. But yeah, I'm very excited. I think a lot of people don't really know what they're going to study in college. I've known for a while. I'm going to be studying business management and finance. I do dream of, my ultimate dream is to play professional baseball.
Sure.
I love it. Always been my dream ever since I was 10 and started. If that doesn't work out, I want to be able to be, because my dad kind of influenced me on this. He had his own business years ago. It's called Dr. Pressure Power Washing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep. So,
It's like Dr. Pepper, right?
Pretty much,
Dr.
yeah.
Pressure.
Yep.
There's a rival Mr. Pressure out there, like Mr. Pibb and Dr. Pepper.
I think there was something like that. I feel like my dad was telling me about that. That's kind of influenced me. I definitely want to own my own business, with or without baseball being a part of my life. I like the idea of working my own hours and being my own boss. So that's what I strive to be.
Well, when all is said and done, you can come back here and coach baseball for us.
Hey, that's a possibility.
15, 20 years, whenever you're ready, just boom.
15, 20 years.
Yeah. As soon as your professional career is over. Just don't play for the White Sox. They stink.
Yeah.
You might not have a choice in that, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Levi, thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Yep.
Don't be a stranger in the hall. We got some rock, paper, scissors today, too. That'll be exciting.
Yeah. I'm not that good at rock, paper, scissors, but we'll see.
You got nothing to lose.
Yeah, but
except being harassed by Mr. Stolpa for him beating you.
Father, we don't do those things. Well, I think we have some mailbag questions today, Father.
Yeah,
so,
we do.
Levi, why don't you read us this first mailbag question there?
How do I check my students' grades and attendance?
Well, that's an excellent question, Levi. So you can log into Facts. So parents, for those of you new here or haven't figured out yet, if you get into Facts, which is our student information system, you can log in, and once you get in, you'll see announcements of upcoming events or information you need to know. So just in case you don't listen to the podcast, which is sad, but on the left side of the screen, if you click on your student, and from there you will see the links for grades, attendance, behavior, schedules, and much, much more. So that is primarily where you go to find out things like that. So click on grades if that's what you want to see, and they'll pop up, and they are live. They are updated as soon as your child's teachers enter grades. They will be in there, so you can see missing assignments. You can see upcoming assignments if teachers put them in, and just track the progress in that way. It's the most important level of communication outside of this podcast that you can have with the school and your teacher or your students' teachers, because it's just the way to stay communicated, or connected, and updated.
And the way to find that Facts family portal is if you go to the Lansing Catholic website, there's a parents link. If you click on that, there's a link in that parents page about the Facts. I think that's all we got today, folks. So thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for coming in, Levi.
Yep, appreciate it.
Thank you, Levi. It's been wonderful.
Thank you for having me on.
And until next time, take care, do good,
avoid evil,
and I feel like I never know how to end this.
Just say it. I'm Father Joe.
I'm Father Joe.
And I'm Mr. Stolpa.
Well,
and I'm a massive deal.
Okay, we'll see you next time.